Hello and welcome back to the Oceanic Challenger Series. That was a spicy one, but Tim, I have a question for you.
Hit me.
What's Legacy drafting this game?
I don't know.
Sick. All right, I'm Bryce, Paul, Jim. This is Tim Wendell Carbon.
Yep.
We are your hosts for this evening.
Welcome to our stream if you've just joined us.
Yeah.
We're about to see the best team in the world play.
Ah, okay.
That's my team.
Yep.
I'm not biased.
What makes them the best team in the world?
I don't know. They're not the best team in the world.
Oh.
That was a joke. But I will say that I think Lisa is the best jungler in this competition.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to throw that one out there.
Yeah.
And that is not my bias speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you know, take it with a grain of salt. Everyone is going to whatever.
Chill
but
on
I
you,
genuinely
yeah.
think that. I think he's really good. Had a monster game last week.
Yeah, the Rek'Sai.
Yep. Expect him to have another one this week. Funny story is Lisa was actually considering role swapping to AD carry this year. Was playing a lot of role, AD carry in the off-season in solo queue. Events transpired. He's now playing jungle, but he's a monster.
Yeah.
And I'm expecting big things out of him this game and this year. And I hope to see him
Succeed.
If it's a dream of his to play OPL.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure, but if it is, I hope he makes it.
Yeah, certainly the case. And I want to ask about role swapping. I feel like more and more, compared to when we were playing, 2016, 2017, more and more people are role swapping now in 2019.
Yeah, it's weird.
Why do you think that is? Because I don't know.
I don't have a great answer for you.
Yeah.
I feel like it's...
Is it the age of the game? People have committed to something and they're like, okay, it's not working.
Yeah, the game probably is
potentially
mature enough for you to have spent, 5 years playing jungle. And are we in year 9 now?
I'm not sure.
2009. We're in year
10.
Well,
I mean, we're in season 9.
Yeah, but we're in year 10 because the game came out in 09.
Yeah.
So you could have played 5 years jungle and now 5 years AD, right? Because it used to be when we had played the game, and maybe that's just what it is. I mean, it doesn't really explain it because I'm assuming
People
that you swapped some time ago. But when we played, it was like the game had only been out for 5 years or so. So you've probably spent 3 or 4 years playing a role. Then when you get to competitive, it's like, oh, this is the role I'm good at, and not that. It's hard to stop and reinvest that time, sort of. Whereas now, because there's more. But what we've seen is just this year, people swapping at the start of this year, at the end of last year, for this year. So that doesn't really explain it. I'm not sure. It could be just fun.
Yeah, maybe it's fun. Maybe you're the problem.
Big part of it.
When you look at crazy Praetus, Lisa, they're all people on Legacy, so maybe
maybe it's me.
Yeah, maybe it's you.
Yeah. Everything else is me, so why not this too?
Yeah. With something that is not you is B52, the Bombers Academy lineup, and taking a look at what they did last week, they had a pretty rough loss, right? Legacy had a pretty resounding win.
Yeah.
It was Zenk on the Camille, it was Bushibugo on the Galio. They went for that Camille-Galio combo.
Yeah.
Couldn't really pull it off enough times to get any fights rolling, and it was just a rough game out.
He's not a jungler, and we spoke last week about him being a role swapped jungler. I don't think that's the case.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's just a subbing in. And
Billy Hunter?
I decided that as soon as I saw him try to do Wraiths with Camille.
On first clear?
Yeah. As soon as I saw him take Camille into that Wraith pit, I was like, oh, this guy's a sub. He's not a role swap. Fingers crossed. I mean, it's a bit a week since then.
Yep.
I know Zek does work full time, so probably doesn't have a ton of time to invest in learning everything, but 5 bans.
Yes, I'm just seeing that now. That's
super late roster. I mean, the last one was 3 bans for a late submission. This one is even later. How late can they get? Really gambling with their bans there.
But their roster hasn't changed.
No, because in OCS you need to
you need to submit it.
We're here.
Yeah.
So if they just don't do that, but they're there, so they're here to play, they just forgot to submit their roster or whatever. That I guess counts.
That sucks.
That's an oversight.
That is a roughie. That's 5 bans.
Losing.
Normally you lose.
Earlier.
Yeah, you lose the first 3, and it's like, okay,
it's time for me to ask you a question because you asked me the first time.
Okay.
But losing 3 bans favors, we think, blue side. But what about losing 5 bans?
Didn't we say red side?
Oh, whatever side we said. I can't remember. But what about 5 bans? Because now you don't even have that second rotation of counter, like the sort of flex bans where
I'm actually
you're last picking top, double ban top, or...
I am an expert in this regard.
Okay.
Because I was with Gravitas, and it happened against Bombers in the OPL.
You lost all 5?
No, they did. No, they lost... No, they must have lost all 5 because their flight was delayed.
Oh,
and your 3rd and 4th pick on red side are the same pick because they can't ban. You get to double counter pick slash like, you know what I mean? Like you can pick
Yes.
something. Normally it's like, oh wow, I want to pick like Orianna and maybe ban Syndra, ban LeBlanc for it or something like that. Like
Yep.
they don't get the answer,
Yep.
right? Like
Yep.
you can pick 2 things. So if you have 2 champs you want to blind, 2 champs you want to answer with, like you just get the double rotation for free.
Yep.
And they have no reaction. So
Yeah, I think
red side favors 3 bans. Red side also favors 5 bans, in my humble opinion. And we're going to see how this one plays out.
first pick Rek'Sai. I like that. A lot simpler than the Camille.
A
So I
lot
think
less
it's a
feast or
good
famine.
pick. Yep, I think it's a good pick for Sank. For Sank. For Zenk. I think it's a good pick for him because it's simple champ for CC, is easier to hit. And it also takes away from Lisa, who we saw play the Rek'Sai last week. So
Yeah,
I think
that is
smart first pick, but we see 2 huge skill check champs out of Legacy.
Instantly. So to rattle off the bans, it is the Vladimir, the Kennen, and the Morgana that hit the bench. But Yasuo blind pick, I was going to say, look, it's like Chungi, an ex-mid laner gone towards the top side. Makes a lot of sense that you lock in a Yasuo and it can be played by both Mugi and Chungi, I expect. Ryze is going to be the same thing, I expect, given that they're just happy to blind pick these.
I can tell you that
yeah.
that is.
Yep,
So that's not a big strategic leak from me to tell you that 2 mid laners can play both Ryze and Yasuo.
Yep.
So that's definitely
yeah.
a flex. Drakon, I don't know if Drakon plays Yasuo.
Yeah.
I don't know if Yasuo bot is worth playing either. But Victor locked in here. Again, possibly flex. Don't see a ton of Victor top anymore.
I feel like it'd be more likely flex towards the bottom side. But
Okay.
you don't have like an 80 carry locked in, so that's a pretty baller move. Probably just a blind mid lane. But given that you don't really know where the Yasuo, where the Ryze are going, it'll be a little bit rough. Braum priority has been fairly high. Do we see something like the Galio? Do we see like a jungler that can go in? Is it going to be like a Jarvan Galio Yasuo composition that we're going to see from Legacy? Because once again, hitting on it, Bombers cannot ban 2 champions. So they haven't taken the Jarvan. They already took the Rek'Sai. There's no way that you can deny that one. And looks like it's not going to be the case. Nautilus does have knock-ups though.
What do you think about this Nautilus Braum matchup? Because we saw it last game. My thought, I was just thinking about Braum priority. We see so many Morgana bans.
Yeah.
And Morgana is the traditional counter to Braum. When Braum's in meta, you see a lot of Morgana as well. And Morgana's getting banned just because she's really strong. I think particularly mid lane.
And mid, yep.
But with Morgana off the table, Braum blind pick is sort of, what do you do?
Does well into Galio, does well into Nautilus, I think, like, has a strong laning phase. We saw Nautilus, like, outside of laning, once they got to mid game, he was landing monster ultis. It was like double, triple man knockups, because it just goes under the Braum wall. He can't stop you from hitting your R and a carry, and your carry being knocked up. In this case, there's going to be a Yasuo to follow, like, guaranteed as well.
Yeah.
But
it is a good combo. Although, Braum wall with the Naut ult, if you can just soak the knock up, like Yasuo doesn't want to ult you. Isn't that how it works?
No, I think it goes underneath. I think we
if it
literally
hits the first
saw...
proc, I'm pretty sure if it hits the first proc of the shield, I'm pretty sure it kills it.
Oh, okay.
And if you've procced the shield already, then it goes underneath.
Yeah, okay.
Because the first proc kills the ability, right? So
Yeah.
if you hit Ezreal ult, it just dies.
But in
the first one.
but I don't think. I mean, the way I'm looking at it, I don't think Naut is like is a projectile. I don't think it's not like it's traveling underground. Like I think it goes under the Braum.
Oh. I don't know.
We will
Someone in
find
Twitch
out.
chat, let us know.
Yeah.
We can't read you, but for the other viewers who may also be interested, let them know. The people need to know.
Yeah.
The
And,
Z-axis.
does it exist?
Doesn't exist.
Yeah. Poppy, Shen, a couple of top lane bans as Bombers can't do absolutely anything. Lee Sin.
Yeah. See, and that
Locked
Poppy
in
Shen
with the
ban's so
Nautilus, yeah.
smart. They just take the Yasuo and it's like, okay, we're going to ban this, but you can't counter.
What are you gonna pick?
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Boomers?
I also like the Lee Sin Yasuo combo. You can kick people around, kick them back. You can hold off on the Yasuo ulti. If you want them to travel, you can press it immediately. If you don't want them to travel, you have a lot of options and skill expression with that 2v2.
This
if
draft
it goes into the mid lane,
from
even at the
Legacy
top
Genesis looks like, you know when you play Flex Queue and you need to play the first like 5 games like provisionals
side. Yeah.
to get placements?
And you're like they're
And
well
you're just
below
playing
your
with
rank.
your like high elo mates and you're
Yeah.
just like playing silvers and stuff. This is like the kind of comp you pick.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Bombers
What's
are
your
silver
implication?
players. I'm not saying that they're silver players. I'm
No.
just saying ignore Bombers. Legacy Genesis, they're picking a lot of fun champs.
Fun champs. I thought we decided fun champs didn't exist. But anyway, it's gonna be the Ezreal. It's gonna be the
Fun
Urgot.
champs don't exist.
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
I mean, that was implied, heavily implied. If Sejuani isn't boring,
Since Wadi was boring. I said
What?
She was, I said
I'm
Sejuani
so
is boring. I
confused.
literally said those words. I said Sejuani is
Who
boring.
cares?
Unless you have melees with which to proc your E.
Yes, okay, that is fair enough. But a relevant conversation. Ezreal Urgot was the last 2 lock-ins from the Bombers, and Legacy round out their composition with a Vayne. So, bunch of stuff we've seen already. The Yasuo is certainly a specialty here, going to be piloted by Chungi up towards the top side if they don't have
Yasuo
any
Urgot.
random
I feel
switches.
like, is that it? No.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Ooh.
does he actually go ahead with the Ignite? It is 20
think
seconds,
you
it's
do,
been
right?
confirmed.
And you
That
give-
20 seconds is the lock-in. But
Oh,
you
it
can
is 20
change.
seconds.
You can change summoners. You obviously can't change champions by that point. So he does
You
have.
can't change champions at 21 seconds?
No, you can.
Yes,
But once
yeah.
20 seconds
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
out, you can change summoners. You can
Oh,
still
yeah,
change his mind. He can go towards a TP.
Yeah. I think... I don't know, man. I feel like this... I was going to say, I feel like this matchup is not great for Yas. Because Urgot can dash through the wall to, like, get on you and start and do damage anyway. You can only really wall the ult. Is there any big impact wall,
And it's like a reactive thing more often than not.
But they do have Ryze with the teleport for late game, so it might be that they put Ryze on the opposite Baron side and they just leave Yas on the close Baron side, and then you don't really notice that TP disadvantage.
Yeah. If
in
you
the
get
mid
through
to late.
Yeah, if you get through like early
But
to
certainly-
mid.
Yeah, certainly this early game could be very difficult for Legacy Genesis if Shaw manages to find an impactful TP early on.
Absolutely could be the case. Ezreal Braum is also a bottom lane that is nothing to scoff at early. They can get things done very easy. Mid matchup is probably the most laid back overall. The Ryze and the Victor. A lot more kind of onus on the Ryze lane for Mugi and Lisa to link up and be able to get the 2-second route into the execute from Lee Sin, whereas Gamble played Rumble last week. Interesting pick-off, and
Yeah, that's right.
actually went for the Victor this time, so maybe prefers those kind of slightly off-meta mages, just wants to sit back, wants to farm up, get his Hex Core, get to his couple of items, and come online much
second
later.
time in a row we've seen this all-in
Ooh.
topside invade, and it
And
looks like they
Mugi.
might find a
Oh
Ryze.
no, he's going to face check up Braum, concussive blows procs, and
Hang on a minute. Why is Mugi walking top?
see you later. Oh!
Why is Yasuo mid?
Oh!
Oh.
Okay. So there we go. They didn't swap
That's it then.
champions, they just swapped roles.
Well, when you have 2 mid laners, you can do that, I suppose.
You did tell me that both of them can play Yasuo.
Yep.
And now I don't believe you. Now I believe that Chungi can play Yasuo and Mugi can't play Yasuo. But they can certainly swap roles.
Quite sure he can.
But, so... This is an interesting one. Shaw's going to be leaning off against Mugi. Not something he
Rek'Sai
would
with
have
the early
expected.
boots. I like that.
Yeah.
Other option is to pick up that Hunter's Talisman. It can be difficult. I don't know the maths on it, but Hunter Talisman definitely is going to let you clear the jungle much quicker. Having those 2 jungle items instead of just the 1. Boots, on the other hand, very useful on an early ganking jungler like
Yes.
Rek'Sai is. And we see the ultra late ward out of the Yasuo. He sits in that side bush forever and then goes toward the dot. Has decided he wants to let Victor push in anyway, so no harm, I suppose, in losing priority for the Yas early.
Yep. Right, Legacy, given what happened level 1, they do have a bunch of vision now. Obviously, Lee Sin's going to be spotted out by both teams' dot wards, but they know that Rek'Sai is bottom side. They know he started the red buff with their vision. They know he part down to Golem, so very easy takeaway here from Lisa. You expect, given that Zank picked up the boots, he's just going to go track towards the enemy blue buff, and we may just see a bout of vertical jungling here.
Yes. Interesting choice from Lisa. Not really sure what advantage he gets out of this. Mugi, I was going to say maybe he protects the flashless Mugi from level 1, but he didn't even flash, so...
I think even not burning the flash, like, Urgot E-flash into a Rek'Sai with flash as well, like, that is a very easy gank to set up. Even if the Ryze has flash available, like, if a CC lands, he insta-dies.
Has an aftershock and not the phase rush as well,
Yeah.
so won't be able to sprint out of it.
It's
except
also
with that overload passive.
I think something a lot more to do with the mid lane. Yasuo is one of those champions that if you can isolate the 1v1, he gets to play however he wants.
Yeah, but in the
Right,
mid
as soon
lane
as-
though, like, is it that much of an issue? Like,
Well, it's more of an issue if you don't vertical jungle, then Rek'Sai has options. If you initiate vertical jungling, then Rek'Sai has to either gank and make it work, or he just matches and you know exactly where he is on the map, right?
He's
You
always
take
coming
away,
from bottom side.
You take away his camps, he takes away your camps, and you know exactly where he is. So Chungi can just play up the lane, which Yasuo kind of has to be functional, but also he can play towards top side of the lane. And then he's always going to have a jungler to run to. He's never not going to know where the Rek'Sai is, and kind of has a lot more freedom than he would otherwise.
a good point. Lisa cheating up into this Topside brush, walking into lane, lands the Q.
And the root gets a nice bit of chunk damage. The Q actually connects there for Mugi as well, so sure.
Bending his
pops it.
Spell, is that the no, spell flux is the E. What's the Q?
The
Chunky is getting ganked from the bottom side, like we predicted.
Yep.
Still needs to burn the flash though.
So the W from Gamble was enough to make him burn the summoner. Zenk doesn't actually get access towards the play there. Still has the flash available, but may just look for a return. Chunky is playing fairly far up now that he is flashless. Gamble's cooldowns are up and available.
Leeson is
W is going to go
though.
again. Zenk doesn't actually walk towards
Q
this one. The
lands.
Q lanes, and that's going to be first blood for Lisa. Flash gets him out of harm's way from the Rek'Sai, and that is not the way you expected that 2v2 to go.
I mean, both teams trying to bait the other, but unfortunately, Gamble not able to flash that knock, the Sonic Wave in time. And
yep.
I mean, superior micro there. The LGG lineup. Lisa lands the Q after the ward hop. He had to do a lot in a very short period of time in order to get that kill, and gets out with his life as well. So 1-1 on the scoreboard. Good early pathing from Lisa.
And Zenk was just a little slow in the reaction there, I feel like. He was just sitting in the bush, didn't go forwards, has the flash if he could have got there earlier. You have flash knock-up opportunities to deny Lee Sin if he does land the Q. Then he's tanking turret, and that could go completely other way, but...
If we're going to get analytical about it, Gamble was just standing on the wrong side of the lane.
Yep.
Gamble was standing on the top side of the lane, trying to force Chungy to move bot to avoid getting traded on. But Chungy just stands in a straight line, all ins. Because he's on the top side of the lane, Rek'Sai can't tunnel across. You can see that tunnel now. Well, Chungy 1,000 cuts Gamble. But wasn't able to make it from the brush, even with flash, to the top side of the lane. And good positioning in that skirmish.
Yeah, and as I was saying, now you have the Berserkers on the Yasuo. Like, you can see the amount of freedom that he's playing with, right? Like, he knows Lee Sin is on the bottom side. He can just keep dashing forwards. The Victor isn't the most oppressive early laner, right? He wants to get towards his Hex Core in his first base, which obviously hasn't happened, and then, like, he's going to go back and continue farming it up. But the Yasuo can kind of just dash around. It means the W from the Victor isn't all that potent when you can just dash to another creep if you can play in the wave. So
the problem is simply that he lost that 2v2.
Yeah.
I mean, Victor can be oppressive. You have the Q spam onto the Yasuo. Yasuo has to be in the lane. He has teleport. He took the pots. He's upgraded his pots. Got the name, but Victor can be oppressive.
Oh,
and
time tonic.
Yeah. In this matchup, especially as we see another 2v2 with a Fame coming out on top.
Yeah, and the timing is actually disastrous. That's Friendstarmer coming back to base. He TPs back with a tier and a pickaxe. And immediately dies with a item deficit.
K-pop has no flash, so I'm assuming there was some sort of flash hook.
Well, Bushy Boo
flash
Boo
auto
has recalled as well. So obviously, Ezreal cheats tempo, he TPs back, is alone, gets caught by a flash hook, K-pop locks his down, the auto attack after the hook, and condemn into the wall maybe, and that's a kill. It was disastrous for the Ezreal lane.
This is that fat wave as well, and he's going to get most of it.
Which is a red buff for it though. The priority mid, priority bot means that they just push in. Lee Sin picks that one up, and we'll deny that from Zenk, despite Zenk having the level lead.
It's a tough position for the Bombers now. Sort of losing 2 lanes, and even the one that died level 1 is even in farm, just happy to scale it up against the Urgot. And
yeah, Muga's been doing pretty well up on the top side. Does still have TP where Ashore does not, and has half mana, has full HP, isn't in any threat, so he's got his tier base. Obviously able to shove his wave out, walk back to lane the long way where Ashore had to TP, so he's down a couple of CS, but we'll be able to equalize somewhat. This is another engaged Chunky.
Could be in trouble.
Oh, Chaos Storm isn't enough to take him down. Another turret shot could have been the play, but both mid laners on 2 HP. That was,
Chunky definitely knows the tower range.
Bloody hope so.
He was standing right on the edge of it there. One more shot could have killed him. And I mean, he goes for the dive, forces Victor home. Victor no TP, 20 CS down.
0 summoners in the mid lane as well, so
call it worth. But
nothing can save them. This
close.
is a gank brewing towards the top side. Mugi playing this one very respectfully. Shaw just went and watered the tri-bush, so if Lisa comes over, he will be able to be on vision, but that's a flash there. Knock up. He's not going to land from Zenk because Shaw hits him with a poisoner. They do just walk away. They get the summoner.
It looked very much like Mugi knew what was up, but Walks a little bit too close to that bush. Lisa was in his back pocket, but unable to get there in time.
Oh, ulti just straight up there. Auto
No
attack does come
flash
through,
on
and K-pop. No
Has to
summoners
hook
available.
out.
Bushibubu lanes the Q. Ulti
Oh,
comes
Dracon's
around.
gonna do a lot
Dracon
of
is
damage,
looking
though.
for the trade. The shield comes up, and it will be
Oh.
enough to take down the kill. 1v1 of the AD carries, and they do just back away, so...
I wonder whether that condemn would have killed if it didn't hit the wall.
Yeah, it does tick the damage at the end. Oh,
Lisa with the
that's
kick. No Yasuo ult to follow up because he just dove
couple
mid.
of seconds on the cooldown.
They
don't
could be in
get the
trouble
blue
here
buff
too because
either.
Ryze is not here.
Yeah, Shaw is landed to the play. Gamble doesn't have his ulti either, but that's a flash knock-up onto Chungy. He goes through. Yasuo ulti now up and available. 3 versus 2 off the back end.
Gamble has
Realm
flash.
will get them. He flashes to the Raptor. Or the Wolf
Sonic
Kid,
Wave
rather.
lands.
Very nice Q. Bushibubu is coming, but is he going to land in time? Can hop to his ally, but chooses not to. Double kill for the Yasuo, and this lane is going from bad to worse for Bombers.
And that was a huge wall out of Chungy there. Blocks the Urgot ult, and
Yeah.
that really changed the tide of that fight. If that Urgot had managed to get a kill, pick up that huge fear into the middle of the LGG members, that would have been a completely different story. But Chungy with the outplay, and we're seeing these skill champs. If you can pilot them effectively, you can make bad positions look like good ones.
Yeah, I feel like week number 1, OCS, was all the teams that picked tank top and just hard engage, team fight, they won.
Yep.
And then this week, it's like if you pick Aurelia, if you pick Yasuo, if you pick the fun stuff, then
If it works.
seems to be working out.
I wonder
Shiv
whether that will
completed.
have any impact on the games we see after this and the games we see next week. Whether we see OCS meta more in line with the international meta. I imagine that most of these OCS players prefer playing carries.
Yeah.
You know, getting the tank role is something most players grow into out of necessity after becoming pro. You usually
Yeah.
climb the ladder playing the champions that are fun, the carries.
This is very dangerous. Doesn't have the ulti once again, but that's just
nice.
a straight up 1v1.
Zenk with the ult.
Zenk has arrived as well, but Chungy just
Don't know if
dancing
he can
around
do
the
this.
minion. Smite is going to
Has
deal a
another
little bit of
tornado.
damage, but now he has ulti available. Knock up lands from the Rek'Sai as
No flash means
does buy
Zenk gets
his
away.
life.
as
Bushibubu
Bushi's
in
been
trouble as well.
caught in the
Lisa
river.
has found a Braum, and the Tornado is actually going to pick that one up. 4 kills, 0 deaths here for Chungy on the Yasuo. It's gone from 0-0 to 4-0 in the span of a couple of minutes, and
This is that Nightmare Yasuo. We had Nightmare Aurelia last game. This game, it's Chungy making that Yasuo work in the middle lane, getting those tiny little auto resets while all in Gamble. Maximizing
ulti for the
his
first kill.
damage output. If he had the ulti, he was dead to rights, but managed to do it with just the QWE. Sprint Starmer in trouble here.
yeah, ulti lands for the Nautilus. Can into the wall. CC galore here. Nothing Sprentstarmer can do. Flash isn't going to take him anywhere, and Bushibubu finally gets to the play, but that's twice in this lane. The Ezreal's been picked off by his lonesome. Doesn't respect the dive threat. Wrap around there from K-pop, and a very easy kill.
Lisa crossing through mid, walking towards the bot side. Bot tower probably going to fall soon. But they have all the priority in the world, so opportunity here to steal away this red buff. Secure the dragon as well if they want it. I feel like they don't. It's
Ooh.
only in air, and they're so far ahead. Why not just dive? Gamble
again, this
walking
red
over
buff
to this
is-
red, but there's a ward on him, so they know that he's there, and Drakon is moving across. We'll see whether he hits this condemn.
Oh,
nice
very
ult.
nice into the ulti. Chungy looking to clean up the back end. Vayne gets the kill. Lisa still over the wall. May have just found more. Gets a very nice knock up from Zen. Cancels it.
My mind's
And
telling me no.
Lisa completely falls down. K-pop does have the flash now available. Sprentstarmer is here dealing reasonable damage. The wall comes up for
making it
Bushibubu, and yeah, that's a 2-for-1 trade. They lose the mid laner, but respond in kind.
Some Lee syndrome there. Lisa tags him with their Q. His whole team is in the middle lane and goes for the insect anyway.
You know what he should have done?
Just gets one shot.
Should have Q ward hop flashed.
Oh, the sickness?
Yeah,
Are you
is that
talking about
the
like
sickness?
like where
Oh,
you do the
where you W first and it like that.
and then you buffer
Yeah.
your W flash
Yeah.
to get that double.
No, I just mean before you get into Rek'Sai knock-up range, cancel your Q then to W
And
to
then
the side
flash,
and then flash behind.
kick
and
to
then
your
kick.
into no one because your teammates were all mid.
No, they were coming.
Were they?
It was into a Nautilus.
Ah,
Yeah.
big digs.
I mean, there was other people around.
Did you say so?
Nautilus can lock it down. Chungy is incredibly big in the mid lane. Got himself a BF sword as well.
Yes.
So, is,
How long till
fairly
they throw him
scary.
into the side lane? That's what I think.
Yeah.
Because he is fat enough that he can just I mean, is that a Spear of Shojin that he's building? Is that normal in Yasuo now?
Not too sure, potentially.
Sounds not bad. Probably not better than IE, but...
Here we go. That's going to be
He's
the
just
ulti
doing it
ignite
with
coming
style
down
at
as
the
well. Does
moment.
get the W. No flash available, so no ability to chase underneath the turret. Gamble.
When I say style, I mean no style.
Once again, it gets his life.
Moogie,
Moogie
yeah.
stopwatches, but probably just dead anyway. Bushy Boo Boo, no! Pops the stopwatch and he's dodging out from
Sprint
everything.
Starbuck.
Rek'Sai,
Okay.
barely just picks up the kill. Ezreal falls down at 1-for-1. Good in that situation.
Huge for Moogie. This is why I was talking about getting Yasuo into that side lane. You don't really want the Rise in the side when you have such a fat Yas. You can definitely 3v1 in that scenario.
Rift Herald was taken in the meantime.
But getting that trade is huge for him.
Yeah. It just means that there's no turret trade.
Yeah.
You're looking at the map and it's like, okay, what?
exactly
Like you're gonna
the
get,
wrong
you're going
person
to kill
to
the
die.
Rise, take the turret, and then reset,
Yeah.
and they will Rift Herald topside, and maybe you lose 1.5, 2 turrets.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden he trades, so you get nothing. You just get a kill, and the gold is equalized. They get Rift, they bash it in. They're now rotating mid. They may just get
topside
mid
jungle
turret off the
camps,
back end. So
Vision control.
that is a huge swing here, and we're only 14 minutes in. 5,000 gold lead for the Legacy Genesis. Very nice wall from Chungy, and
I love that
yeah.
delayed wall, like that, like from the spirit, like when you wall when the skill shot is like almost past you,
It's like hit you.
and you like wall from the heart, and it doesn't hit you.
I actually hate it. I hate that wall.
It's pretty frustrating when it happens to you, but it's definitely cool to
I
look
hate
at.
that wall like comes from within Yasuo and is functional the entire time.
Yeah.
I feel like you should have to cast it and like
It should be in front of you.
Yeah,
there
when
should be
it's-
some skill involved.
yeah, Moogie maybe caught out
Yeah.
once again. Nah, Remwolf does get cancelled by multiple forms of CC. Try to dish out as much damage as he can, but Bombers, they find themselves another pick in the side lane, doing well.
Zhang finds himself 3, 1, and 2 after that KS. Feeling pretty good about himself, I think. This is one of those games where you finish the game and you think, I would have won that if my teammates were better.
Chungy, now looking
No,
for a piece of
ultimate.
gamble in the side lane. Flash comes out from the Victor,
The
but a
wave
wave
is
is
there,
there.
though.
Very nice. Flash Q into the ultimate, and that is just a heap load of damage. The Q auto attack is enough to clean that one up, and Chungy just adding kills to the list.
Chang having the time of his life on this
Yeah.
Yasuo. Not turning that Ruby Crystal into anything, just sitting on it.
Yep.
He's going to go for the IE instead.
Maybe a
Smarts.
misbuy?
I don't know. I sort of thought like Shojin, he's really fed. Maybe he's just going to have like, I imagine it's fun to
Yeah.
ult and then auto with Yas and like just have all your stuff up all the time.
Yeah.
But also, IE is also fun and strictly better. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sounds
I'm not a Yas player.
Lisa, looking for a bit of a flank here. Q just kind of fishing for it, doesn't connect, so no
2
ability to
items
force
on the
the play.
Yasuo at 16 minutes.
Yeah, that is a roughie.
It's not what you want to see if you're a Bombers fan.
Really, they have to stall out for a significant amount of time, and I feel like we've said that multiple times today, but Ezreal, Victor, they can come online. It's just very difficult to navigate this mid-game.
Yeah. If this game was even and we saw like a
Ooh, actually,
Glacial-
Moogie.
Moogie in trouble again.
Yeah, this is just continually happening. The CC is just so easy. Bushy Boo Boo
He's giving
finding
this one
his
over.
way
Good guy,
to the
Zank.
side lanes with Zank, the tag team here. And we're saying it's hard for them to navigate the mid lane, the mid game rather. But if Moogie just keeps dying to these ganks, then
Yeah, I mean, it might be
Kills
a
are going
consequence
over.
of putting your mid laner in the top lane. We've seen Chungy play top, and maybe he has a little bit more experience
yeah,
with dealing with those side waves than Moogie does. With the third time he's been
just
sort of
picked on.
caught lacking. And
Because it is
Bombers making him pay.
it's a sad role. You have to look at the state of the map, and you're just like, okay, like my team will out-trade them if they go for me.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, it's
just
working,
can't.
but
I can't be here.
It doesn't feel good to
like
die.
he
It
shouldn't
doesn't
be
feel
dying,
good
right?
to
He
have to
should-
wait for the wave
Yeah.
when your team is a bajillion gold up.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh, we've won this. You press tab and you're like, oh, game's over. But you're also at the same time have to be like, wait till this wave gets to my tower,
Yeah.
I guess. You hear Chungy cackling with laughter while he does his fifth flash tornado knock up, whatever.
Moogie's
And you're
just
just
crying.
like,
He's
"Ugh."
crying in sombrero.
Shouts out.
As another dragon is going to go to the way of Legacy.
Moogie's
Actually, the
sombrero
first this
last week.
game, Infernal. Much better than the
Yeah.
air drake that Bombers found themselves with, but
Lisa, a jungler after my own heart. I hate taking dragons when I'm winning. So boring. I want to kill you. I have gold. I'm winning. I got gold. You don't have gold. You need to die. I don't
yeah,
want
okay.
shitty air drake. Fire drake, I'll take.
Yeah, as he
So-
did. As Moogie,
like it.
fourth time's a charm. Pushes out the wave.
He's learned this time, but I bet
Notice
after he clears this ward, he
Zank.
walks into the river and dies.
Zank's gonna... Did Bushy Booba just show that? Potentially, but Zank looking
No
forward over the
pings.
wall.
I feel like we would have seen a ping.
There's a very nice ward in the lane bush, so they do know exactly where Mugi is standing, but has called over the jungler. Lisa is hovering the top lane of A.
He's sick of
is
dying. She's like, Lisa, get up here. I don't want to die again. I want to clear my wave.
K-pop does spot him out, so they know that he was topside looking for something. Very nice read now, took a few times, but gold lead won't be shrinking anytime soon. Crab does go over to Zank, so...
No objectives on the map, so
yeah, we're
a
only
little bit of a
early
lull
days.
in the play. Still waiting for that Baron to spawn. Legacy just sort of pushing the waves out, going home, buying their items. We've got 2 items on Vayne, 2.5 items on Yasuo.
And in classic 80 carry fashion, Drakon walks out of the base, being the only one without a pink ward. As Legacy looking to set up the Baron. What did you say?
So he needed that pot, though.
Yeah.
He's got the Gwynsu's Bork, but that
Is that
150
pot?
health you get from that red pot,
Hey, pots save
vitally
lives.
important.
If you fight, you pot.
Yeah.
You know, actually, when Stopwatch was introduced, I had a real bad problem because, like, as a support, you build a lot of actives.
Yep.
So I already have, like, numbers that I put select items on.
Yes.
And then I was just like, okay, I hit pot all
K-pop,
the time as
he's gonna
K-pop
walk into
is
a
just
death bush.
potentially going to die. He gets one hit. Chungy
Chungy
might be in
also
trouble,
just all in,
but a
so we'll see
very
what he
nice
can get out.
knock-up on the back end. Can he land the Q? I think Windwall is available. Very well played there, but the ulti, the flash from Zank. Zank is taken down, but a huge knock-up to turn this one around. Drakon gets to the fight, and somehow Chungy lives. Multiple kills on the back end. Gamble TPs into his doom. 20 minutes, Baron spawns, and Legacy are going to march straight there.
Lisa with the superstar Lee Sin kick completely turns that fight around, and I said it about 10 minutes ago, when you play those skill champs, you can make bad positions look like good ones.
And they absolutely do. Chungy, concussive blows, 10% HP, the last auto attack is traveling. And he gets gifted a knock-up, ultis to the side, saves his own life there as the jungle mid 2v2 make it work.
Managed to ult to the furthest away member as well. So, smart reaction play there from Chungy, but Lisa, that kick, 4-man kick, and the only reason it wasn't a 5-man kick was because Victor was TPing in.
Yeah. Wasn't in the play, K-pop. Made it all happen. Started that one off with his head. Walked into the tri-bush and
Clever works,
baited them in.
He'll be involved with you saying, I knew they were in there. I was just
checking. But Redemption now completed for the Nautilus. 1-3-1 once again here set up for Legacy, looking to play the map.
Yeah, what do you think about this Redemption rush? Because I feel
Nautilus?
like Nautilus, you're going, it's like Thresh but worse, right? Like your hook lands, you're definitely going in. And he looked so squishy just
He is so squishy. He has no tank stats, but I think Redemption at the highest level is the best item for support.
Right.
It is so versatile, and it's also, I think, Griffin popularized when they started playing Redemption Olaf. It's like, it's not about you as the individual, but hold that thought. Maybe another peak kick. Concussive blows does land, but the ulti splits the post. Lisa does get stunned up. Very nice knockoff from K-pop to turn this one around, but as you mentioned, Drakon is just tearing them apart. Zank dies off to the side. Chungy finally lands to the play, but is held down. Mugi comes from the other flank. Is looking to turn this one around. Legacy, they find themselves another team fight. Hook lands, and Chungy is just demolishing the backline. Baron on 4 members. This turret's going to go down, and they may just have long enough to end the game.
I mean, as far as teams that know how to play with a lead go, I think LGG have shown us 2 weeks in a row now that if you give them some gold, they'll make it work.
Definitely the case. Both Nexus turrets under fire. A couple of seconds on the recall, or on the respawn rather. Mugi just styling on his opponents as the rest of the team does the right thing. You know, they're going to hit the Nexus. They're going to end the game after they kill Zank.
Pick up that little KD bonus just before the Nexus explodes. In true solo queue fashion.
Yeah, that's what you like that one. But once again, that was another very one-sided game, you know?
That was...
Started off early, it looked right. It was the level 1 invade, they get Rise. Mugi face checks when we see like the player swap, and we're like, oh wow, this Rise on the top side may be problematic.
Yeah.
But it really didn't eventuate.
Again, pro tip for you guys out there, if you do face check level 1, don't burn flash. Okay, you're going to die either way, probably.
If you're in melee range, they just flash up.
Yeah, because they're probably going to flash after you, and the problem is, yes, like you're trading flashes. They don't have flash. You don't have flash, but they have a kill. Like they're
winning, and now they have another option
to
shit on you.
Exactly. So smart to save the flash there. Meant that he didn't die in lane phase afterwards. So I don't know, man. LGG.
Yeah.
They're looking good.
Yeah, certainly are. And I think it is, once again, this is 2 weeks in a row where a lot of the proactivity has come from Lisa and has come from Chungi.
Yeah, I agree. Chungi played top last week, played mid this week. I wonder whether they will continue to swap or whether they'll
absolutely look good.
Chuck one player in the top lane. I think meta right now really favors having just double strong solos.
Yeah.
If we see tanks or something else weird in the top or in the mid lane, we may see like a more standard, you know, we may see someone sort of gravitate more to one role than the other.
Yeah.
But I think as long as it's just double carries, these two guys are pretty much interchangeable. So
yeah, sharing a champion pool, sharing the role.
Flexible draft.
Yeah, kind of dynamically moving all around the Rift. But don't go anywhere after this 3-minute break. It is going to be Chiefs Academy versus UTS.